A very good evening and a warm welcome to our first edition of UBC News Tonight on this 6th day of March 2026. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto, together with my colleague in sign language interpretation, Muhammad Mugalu. We do welcome you this evening. Before we delve into tonight's news bulletin, let's first take a look at the top stories tonight. In our top stories this evening, President Museveni arrives in Arusha, Tanzania for the 25th Ordinary Summit of the EAC Heads of State. Education Minister Janet Museveni releases December 2025 UHPAB exams. Speaker among questions her critics as 12th Parliament speakership race heightens. And in sports, the ITMS empowers children in the Ugandan community through football. Good evening once again. President Yoweri Museveni has arrived earlier in Arusha, Tanzania to attend the 25th Ordinary Summit of the Heads of State of the East African Community. Leaders from the community's 8 partner states are meeting in Arusha this weekend to review progress in regional integration and discuss key priorities for the bloc. The summit is being held under the theme Deepening Integration for Improved Livelihoods of the East African Community Citizens. Upon arrival in Arusha, President Museveni was received by a delegation of Tanzanian and Ugandan officials led by Patrobasi Katambi, Tanzania's Minister of Internal Affairs, and Honorable Dennis Londo, Tanzania's Deputy Minister of Industry and Trade. President Museveni revealed that he looks forward to discussions with fellow leaders on strengthening regional integration, expanding trade, and advancing prosperity and security across the region. Uganda Health Professionals Assessment Board has been urged to adopt the National Health Education and Training Policy, which was approved by Cabinet to provide guidance on developing, regulating and monitoring standards for health professionals. While releasing the December 2025 Uganda Health Professionals Assessment Board Examinations second series for finalists at State House Entebbe, the Minister for Education and Sports, Sir Janet Museveni, expressed a prayer that the 11.2% improvement of performance for certificate candidates translate in improved service delivery in health facilities.
It is now my singular honor to release the UPAB December 2025 semester assessment.
Minister of Education and Sports and the Uganda Health Professionals Assessment Board have released the December 2025 second series examinations for finalists from 215 accredited health TVET assessment centers.
TVET providers should also ensure compliance to standards, including numbers that match the available training facilities and practicum sites.
According to the statement of release, candidates for the second series included both continuing and final semester candidates. The total candidature was 100,272, of which 81,230, that is 81%, were continuing candidates, and 19,042, that is 18.9%, were candidates for the final semester. Among those in the final semester, 5,377, that is 28.2%, were for diploma programs, while 13,665, that is 71.8%, were candidates for certificate. This indicates that certificate programs attract more trainees than diploma programs. Most of the 9,998 certificate candidates passed at credit level. The Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Katam-Seveni, expressed a prayer that the 11.2% increase in performance of certificate level translates into improved service delivery in health facilities.
We are proud to release a new cohort of proficient health workers who, with skilled hands and compassionate hearts, have been equipped to meet the need for quality health care, ministering healing to communities across our nation.
The Executive Secretary, Uganda Health Professionals Assessment Board, Helen Mkakarisa, said out of the 5,377 candidates that registered for diploma assessment, 4,469, representing 83.2%, passed their assessment.
3,600, that is 67%, passed at credit level. However, 724, that is 13.5%, candidates did not attain the pass mark.
The board is realizing an increase in trend in male candidature registering for diploma in nursing direct and certificate in nursing, which traditionally attracted females.
As UPAB, we reaffirm our commitment under the TVET system to produce competent health workforce that contributes to the 10-fold economic growth and human capital development.
During this exam, the board assessed the first cohort of candidates for advanced diploma in critical care nursing and advanced diploma in emergency nursing programs for the competency-based curricula. I'm Navka Farida and Abdunassil Wama in Kampala.
The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Annette Among, has blasted critics against her quest to seek re-election for the top office in the August House. Anita attributes her support to the political contributions which she says have kept the NRM flag high.
Uganda is to join the rest of the world to celebrate International Women's Day 2026 on Sunday, 8th March. As part of preparations, Parliament Friday held a breakfast meeting for female members of Parliament and female staff ahead of the celebrations. The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, officiated at the event. Among criticized opposing views against her quest to seek re-election in the 12th Parliament. The NRM SEC official endorsed Anita Among and her deputy Thomas Tayebwa to retain their position ahead of the elections in May.
Triple A will be the Speaker and Double T will be the Deputy Speaker. The assertion that is there is a misguided assertion. Where were they when I traversed the whole country to look for your votes?
After 9 months, the unfortunate happened, and she was left alone. She struggled. She had a new deputy. We struggled, and she steered Parliament, and she kept it.
The Speaker rooted for the need to lower taxes on sanitary ware and other essential items to ensure young girls are kept in school.
The ministerial hygiene by supporting the production and distribution of reusable sanitary pads across the country. We should increase money that supports a girl child, that supports the women in Uganda. Currently, 1.2 million girls of 12 to 18 years in Uganda suffer from unlimited access to sanitary products. You have all gone through this. You'll find that because of that, you will not be able to be at school.
Concerns about the limited availability of positions for women in the judiciary were also raised.
Women should not be limited to leadership roles only in the executive and the legislature. The judiciary has very many qualified women, professors, doctors, and of course, all of them are highly qualified lawyers. We must work together to ensure that we see progress in other branches of government.
The Principal Judge Jane Francis Abodo reiterated the call to end gender-based violence against women and girls.
Do you know how long it takes them to just be able to speak up? They're first battling with themselves. Am I going to be believed if I say this? We know that fathers defile their daughters. You can imagine that a young girl being defiled by the father and being threatened. We should close this gap. We should close this gap by collaboration between parliament, between judiciary, between the executive.
The International Women's Day will be celebrated on Sunday at Koro Ceremonial Grounds under the theme, Scaling Up Investment to Accelerate Access for All Women and Girls in Uganda. Suzanne Nabugude, Gloria Gutabinji at Parliament.
Leaders serving on district committees of the National Resistance Movement across the country have declared their support for fellow party members Anita Annette Among and Thomas Tayebwa for the positions of Speaker and Deputy Speaker of Parliament respectively. They say they are backing their decisions earlier taken by the party's Central Executive Committee, SEC. We have more.
Ade wano mikoro jaffe ejenarem ayera nga twagala okutongoza nga twagala tiimu ya Buganda nga Buganda yonna tugenda kutongoza Honorable Anita Triple A ng'omukulembeze wa
A section of lawyers from Teso sub-region have thrown its weight behind the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, endorsing her bid to retain the speakership in the forthcoming 12th Parliament. They say Among's leadership style, which they described as firm and decisive, has strengthened the independence of Parliament while ensuring stability in the legislative process. They're now urging newly elected members of Parliament to rally behind her as the race for the powerful parliamentary seat gathers momentum.
In a meeting held in Soroti, the legal practitioners in Teso sub-region have said Speaker Anita Among has demonstrated the leadership qualities required to steer Parliament through complex legislative debates. They pointed to what they called her firmness in presiding over parliamentary business, arguing that it has enabled the House to operate effectively while safeguarding its autonomy.
Speaker Anita Among shields the legislature's independence from foreign interference. She is the only leader proven to protect lawmakers from undue global pressure.
They further credited her with mobilizing members of parliament from opposition who have since aligned with the ruling government, saying the move has helped foster unity within the House.
Bringing the gap between the NRM and the opposition with ease. This sweet diplomacy ensures that even contentious bills result in tangible outcomes for Ugandans. Her ability to unite functions is a masterclass in political harmony and national progress.
These lawmakers are now calling on incoming legislators in the 12th Parliament to support Among's candidature when the vote for speakership is held.
Or when you see a leader who's a material, you don't need to just keep quiet. For me, as a strong patriot, as a strong Pan-Africanist, I don't just keep quiet. I have to speak it out as the voice of the voiceless, so that we go to the right direction, so that we don't regret when we vote a different leader who can fail to take us to the promised land.
The government has upgraded St. Ambrose Health Centre 4 in Kagadi district to a general hospital after fulfilling all the necessary requirements. The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabbanja, commissioned the hospital today in Kagadi Town Council in Bunyoro sub-region.
St. Ambrose Charity Hospital in Kagadi district was established by a Catholic priest, Reverend Father Monsignor Joseph Birungi, in 2003. For some time now, the health facility has been operating under Grade Health Center 4 until recently, when they fulfilled the requirements by the Minister of Health to be upgraded into a fully-fledged hospital.
When I first perceived the idea of starting a health facility here at Nakulavye Trading Center, I first consulted my friend, Dr. Dan Chamanywa, by then the DHO of Greater Kibale District, and he gave me a go-ahead and encouraged me to pursue the idea. I'm grateful to you, Right Honorable Prime Minister Nabbanja. Robina.
The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabbanja, today commissioned St. Ambrose Charity Hospital from Health Center 4 to a general hospital.
Officially commissioned St. Ambrose Charity Hospital Kagadi is commissioned by Right Honorable Nabbanja Robina, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda.
We have gathered here once again to witness yet another important milestone, the commissioning of St. Ambrose Charity Hospital. Join me to congratulate Monsignor Joseph Birungi, the chairperson of Board of Directors of St. Ambrose Charity Hospital, on this remarkable achievement.
The function was also attended by the Director General of Health Services, Dr. Charles Orar, who promised to support the health facility in the fight against the neonatal death, which is rampant in Kagadi district.
So we are going to take it upon ourselves that we support equipping of the neonatal intensive care unit for this facility. Because whereas we have done well in saving mothers dying, we are still having a lot of challenges that neonatal mortality has not come down. And we need to be able to see that how do we support newborns who need these services.
Dr. Orar called upon the government to speed up the process of establishing a government health insurance scheme to enable Ugandans access affordable health care.
How through this community initiative, how can we be able to get people enter into a community-based insurance? Does that not mean, Right Honorable Prime Minister, we stopped our advocacy for the national health insurance? Because what I know is that if we had a national health insurance, these facilities would not be struggling, because wherever the patients would go, then they will be reimbursed based on what? Of the purposes where they have done. So we really would want the national insurance to be concluded.
The Chief Administrative Officer of Kagadi District, Pauline Opodoi Opio, reported to the Prime Minister Robina Nabbanja that much as it's an opportunity for the district to get a mission hospital like this, Kagadi General Hospital remains in a sorry state, requiring government intervention.
A consideration for Kagadi in general should be given. We need 16 billion to recruit generally, but the last time we requested, we were only given 600 million shillings. So it's really in a dire need. The health sector is in a dire need, and we cannot move. The doctors, we have only 4.
Nabbanja pledged to continue government support to privately owned health facilities so that they can continue to supplement government efforts of extending health services to all Ugandans.
So I reaffirm our commitment to continue supporting facilities like St. Ambrose Charity Hospital because of the vital role they play in complementing our efforts to expand access to health care services.
The function was also attended by the State Minister of Works, Fred Byamukama, who promised to construct a road to St. Ambrose Charity Hospital.
But zikumara, so nkusubiza St. Ambrose
School of Health Sciences na hospital nti obuguudo bwongere Prime Minister yaragire kandi yabusuubize Ministry of Works egenda kubukora.
The Public Accounts Committee of Parliament has tasked the Ministry of Works and Transport to explain the prolonged delays in the completion of several road projects, including the Kampala-Jinja Expressway, Nakauka Road, Chabakuza and Matete Road networks, among other concerns. Officials from the ministry had appeared before the committee to respond to queries raised in the Auditor General's report for the financial year ending 2025. However, the ministry attributed the delays to funding gaps and other operational challenges.
Led by the Deputy Chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee, legislators put the Minister of Works on the spot to explain why several road projects, among others the Kampala-Jinja Express Highway and Nakauka Road, have taken long to be completed.
That road in PG Expressway from Kampala Busega up to PG has stalled for about 2 years, and the road is closed and we have to go through PG town.
In Sembabule we have a road called Chabakuza Matete and Sembabule Matete Mbirizi. This road was very useful when Katonga got issues, but from then we are left to stay on our own.
According to the Auditor's General report, for the year ended 2025, it was also noted that Kampala lacks a comprehensive waste management plan, a challenge that has contributed to persistent flooding in the country.
Because our problem, the query is on poor budgeting.
That leads to arrears.
That leads you poor budgeting, working outside the setup controls, because there is a deliberate effort to deal with domestic areas.
We must make public service attractive, as simple as that. Even the progress is very slow.
But besides oil roads, we also moving now priority for tourism roads. Tourism is our cash cow, so we need to promote it.
In response, officials from the Ministry of Works and Transport said that although there is a plan in place, a more comprehensive strategy will be implemented under the KMP program supported by the World Bank.
We are finalizing the procurement process and we expect to have a contractor on ground by July latest.
Maraba Tororo, the congestion there?
The section is indeed congested. We are currently working on the design so that when we get resources, we will fix that section.
The Kampala-Jinja Expressway, this is a road of concern for quite many. We are moving very fast on it. We are under negotiation with the contractor.
The ministry further cited funding gaps and other operational challenges as key hindrances affecting service delivery.
Of course, we have a challenge that our road fund has not yet graduated to the second generation. We shall need your support in that area.
The committee also questioned the ministry over outstanding arrears. Officials explained that part of the arrears accumulated following the merger.
Uganda is set to host the 4th African Gamzola Alternative Dispute Resolution Conference, which will bring together stakeholders from across African countries to discuss ways of strengthening the use of ADR in resolving disputes. The conference, scheduled to take place from the 9th to the 13th of March 2026 in Kampala, will attract judicial officers, chief justices, mediators, arbitrators, lawyers and other legal practitioners from across the continent. The Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Norbert Miles, says the alternative dispute resolution mechanism plays a critical role in addressing the growing case backlog in courts across African countries and to strengthen economic development. Deborah Namamonde, the report.
Alternative dispute resolution is a method of resolving disputes outside the formal court process through mediation, negotiation, plea bargain, and arbitration. ADR offers faster, less formal, and often less costly solution compared to court litigation, as it involves neutral third parties, helping disputing parties reach a mutual agreement. In both small claims to complex commercial matters, in Uganda the mechanism has been increasingly embraced by the judiciary, registering significant milestones in addressing the challenge of case backlog. In the last financial year alone, over 5,000 cases were resolved through ADR processes. Despite its growing adoption, ADR faced challenges with lawyers, arguing that the mechanism reduces their financial earnings.
The leader of legal education at Law Development Center, there will be lawyers who will think ADR is bad for business. We hope eventually they will realize that that is wrong.
It is partly for these reasons that Uganda will host the 4th African Gumzola ADR conference, where stakeholders from across the continent will meet to discuss the future of ADR and strategies for strengthening its use in Africa.
Uganda has become a better investment destination. We have disputes among shareholders. We have lots of disputes in the field of domestic relations, in the family court.
Minister Mao highlighted some of the key issues expected to be discussed during the conference.
We shall have an intense workshop on alternative justice system. Experts will lead a master class on infrastructure contracts.
Being the 4th conference among member countries, Mao says the previous meetings have already recorded benefits, such as increased access to justice, faster dispute resolution, among others.
Our next step is to develop a national action plan for the implementation of the ADR policy. We expect that we will even be able to resolve, for instance, election disputes. The government will eventually enact an omnibus dispute resolution law.
The conference is expected to generate resolutions on how Uganda and other African countries can further integrate ADR mechanism into their justice system, as well as explore the future of ADR.
We have got to establish what we call practice area committees so that there is governance. We are also encouraging the judiciary to establish an ADR center so that we promote ADR in the judiciary.
The Minister for Works and Transport, General Edward Katumba Wamala, has cautioned the public to be extra cautious while using the roads, warning that the express penalty system, EPS, will soon be reinstated to curb traffic offenders, especially those involved in overspeeding. According to the minister, government has already engaged several stakeholders, including taxi drivers, bus owners, border riders and transport associations, on how the system will be implemented once reinstated.
The Express Penalty System, EPS, is a digital traffic enforcement system designed to monitor, detect and penalize road traffic offenders in real time. It forms part of the broader Intelligent Transport Monitoring System, ITMS, which uses high-tech CCTV surveillance cameras and automated number plate recognition technology to automatically identify traffic violations and issue fines. As of mid-2025, the system was temporarily suspended following public outcry over high penalties. However, government maintains that it remains a key strategy to reduce road accidents and improve road safety across the country.
We are still going to cabinet because we have to report to cabinet what are the new features now which we are going to implement. And if cabinet approves, then it will come back to parliament, we'll inform parliament, and then will be able to implement.
The Minister for Works and Transport noted that the ongoing tensions between Iran, Israel and the United States could have implications on global fuel supply, which may eventually affect countries like Uganda, hence encouraging the general public to embrace electric vehicles and motorbikes.
The electric bikes, I think, it was a good idea. It was a good forecast. For them, the power is here. We are not going to stop producing power, because our water is here, the turbines are running, so the power is there. So that's an advantage, and I can even see that within a few days, if this situation continues, they're going to get an overflow of customers.
General Katumba also called upon government through the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development to expedite the country's oil and energy production processes to reduce dependence on external energy sources. When asked on how Spiro Uganda is preparing for possible power supply challenges in the future, the company's management had this to say.
As Spiro Uganda, we are partnered with the Border Union, we are partnered with other financial institutions, and are now running a campaign called Zukuka, Choose the Smart Move and Go Electric. Through this campaign, we want to see to it that within the Greater Kampala metropolitan area, 3 things are achieved. 1, by June, we have 50,000 electric motorcycles on the road.
The Minister for Internal Affairs, Major General Kahinda Utafire, has issued a warning to ministry staff advising those who fail to meet the expectations of citizens to voluntarily resign before he takes further action. Speaking at the launch of the Strategic Plan, Service Delivery Standards and Client Charter in Kampala, the Minister emphasized that his staff must avoid absenteeism and unnecessary delays in service delivery. Take a look.
For signing Ministry of Internal Affairs Strategic Development Plan.
Internal Affairs Ministry that comprises of the Police, Prison Service, Immigration, National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA, and the Government Analytical Laboratory makes it the heart of service delivery. Speaking at the launch of the Strategic Plan, Service Delivery Standards and Client Charter in Kampala, the Minister of Internal Affairs, Major General Kahinda Utafire, warned the staff against delays in service delivery.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you asked for what you are doing, what you are saying, you asked for a job. For goodness sake, do the job. If you don't want to do the job, just go away. Nobody will arrest you for going away. You just say, nimeshindwa, udhuru. Don't waste people's time.
Utafire, who says he cannot tolerate deliberate irresponsibility, was tough on the poor performance of police and prison service, telling them to pull up their socks.
And I normally hate working with failures, because to fail is not our mission. I tolerate human frailties when you are human and incapable, but I don't think I tolerate deliberate irresponsibility.
The 3 documents of the ministry set tough targets for the agency staff that include reduction in crime and inmates in prisons, reduced days for issuance of passports and national IDs, efficiency in keeping law and order, zero tolerance of human abuse, transparency, and effective rehabilitation services.
Set out Ministry's public commitment to delivering internal security, law and order, citizenship protection, and related administrative services with professionalism, integrity, confidentiality, and fairness.
The Deputy Head of Public Service, Dr. Theopista Mary Wenene, acknowledged the important role Ministry of Internal Affairs plays in keeping law and order and pledges.
UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but return with more stories after these messages.
So, Muchara.
Yes, Daddy.
You know the children are going back to school and things are a bit tight, huh? For now, why don't you take half of the fees to junior school, and for the school van contribution, we shall pay later, huh?
Daddy, why don't we pay using MTN Momo, where we stand a chance of winning school fees for a whole year and more? By the way, you can also apply for a school fees loan, and also participating schools can win a school van.
That's right! Win school fees for a whole year and more. Get Momo goodies and a school van for participating schools. You can also apply for a school fees loan. Simply dial *165*80# or use the Momo app.
It's back, bigger and with more business opportunities. It's the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo, Poate 2026, Uganda's flagship tourism event. Poate 2026 will take place from the 21st to the 23rd of May 2026 at the Speak Resort Convention Center, Munyonyo, under the theme Wanderlust. It's your time to thrive. Yes, it's your time to tap into Uganda's renewed optimism and tourism growth. Tourism stakeholders, travel trade partners, and tourism enthusiasts will be part of the Poate 2026. Come and network with like-minded people and unlock new business opportunities. To participate, register at www.poate.co.ug. Poate 2026 is brought to you by Uganda Tourism Board and partners.
Alright, listen up. Colgate is on a mission.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate Science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
New Colgate Herbal with Salt combines traditional nature's herbs with a pinch of salt and Colgate Science. A natural recipe for strong teeth and healthy gums.
So, Muchara.
Yes, Daddy.
You know the children are going back to school and things are a bit tight, huh? For now, why don't you take half of the fees to junior school, and for the school van contribution, we shall pay later, huh?
Daddy, why don't we pay using MTN Momo, where we stand a chance of winning school fees for a whole year and more? By the way, you can also apply for a school fees loan, and also participating schools can win a school van.
That's right! Win school fees for a whole year and more. Get Momo goodies and a school van for participating schools. You can also apply for a school fees loan. Simply dial *165*80# or use the Momo app.
Alright, listen up. Colgate is on a mission.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate Science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
New Colgate Herbal with Salt combines traditional nature's herbs with a pinch of salt and Colgate Science. A natural recipe for strong teeth and healthy gums.
Welcome back from that break. In more stories this evening, the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has partnered with the Pan-African Geoscientific Surveyors to retool geoscientific surveyors from 17 member countries. The two-week training held in Kampala focused on modalities for technology transfer in mineral exploration and mapping.
The geoscientific mapping training centered on enhancing skills in geological mapping, geophysical surveys, geochemical surveys, and mineralogical identification among member countries of the Pan-African Geoscientific Surveyors.
It is into the investment decisions. Those who come to invest need to be sure which is where. And it's important when you as government actually know where your resources are situated. Now, this training is empowering our participants to know how to use those skills. And it was not only for Uganda, but as I've said, it cuts across the country.
Member countries intend to explore modalities for knowledge and technology sharing to support sustainable mineral exploration and proper planning for development.
To collect data, I think that there is a mineral was it, and find that the area has really not economic. It has a mineral, but it has some implications there, but not really to make any economic sense.
Other disciplines in which these practicing geoscientific surveyors were retooled include specialized competences in indoor processing of field data, stratigraphy, petrology, structured data analysis, and geological mapping.
This training was about digging the data and providing data to the government and to other institutions for decision making and very efficient and sustainable use of the resources.
Member countries also intend to leverage this collaboration to improve minerals-related policy making based on the scientific resources endowed in their respective countries.
Minerals is among them, meaning we've highlighted them in our national advancement plan but also we as the ministry we have also situated them among the key areas as the engine as we get the enablers to push them forward.
Geoscientific mapping is a step-by-step process through which a geological map is compiled as a basis for state and public administration in making decisions and formulating sector-related policies. Abdunasir Lubwama for UBC.
The State Minister for Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance, Joyce Nabbosa-Sebugwawo, has reiterated government's commitment to supporting institutions of learning with ICT equipment to boost digital learning. This was during the official handover of 30 modern computers donated by the government to Nkumba University in the ongoing digital transformation initiatives of expanding access to technology across academic institutions.
The state-of-the-art modern computer lab installed at the Wava ICT complex was officially handed over by the State Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Joyce Nabbosa-Sebugwawo, to Nkumba University as a donation from the government of Uganda.
The Ministry of ICT and National Guidance is working hard to provide the tools and the internet needed to make this happen across the country.
The computers were received through the Uganda Digital Acceleration Project through the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance to support learning institutions with technology and internet accessibility across the country. Minister Sebugwawo noted that the donation fulfills the government's commitment to ensure that institutions of learning embrace ICT innovations.
To online courses and to global job markets, we want to ensure that when students graduate, they are not just good at their subjects, but they are also digitally smart.
Nabbosa raised concerns about the increasing computer misuse among the youths and urged Nkumba University authorities to ensure that donated computers be used for academic purposes.
And to ensure that they are available to the students and that they are used for academic growth and skill building. The Ministry of ICT and National Guidance remains committed to supporting our academic institutions.
So capacity building is always given to the students on how to better use these computers for their better, other than using them to go against the law and use them for their simply personal importance.
Nkumba University Vice Chancellor Professor Jude Lubega lauded the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance for the donation.
Nkumba University, in its mandate, trains ICT as one of its core programs. We have artificial.
As the country prepares for the Uganda Water and Environment Week, the Ministry of Water and Environment has held a breakfast meeting with various stakeholders aimed at strengthening partnerships in the management and protection of the country's water and environmental resources. During the meeting, the ministry also signed a memorandum of understanding with 3 partners to enhance collaboration in the water and environment sector.
The meeting brought together development partners, civil society organizations, environmental experts and private sector representatives to discuss ways of improving cooperation in implementing water and environmental progress across the country. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Water and Environment, Dr. Alfred Okot Okidi, has noted that strong partnerships are essential in addressing challenges such as water access, climate change, and environmental degradation.
It is designed to deliver cutting-edge environmental, social, and governance financing capacity development programs for water, sanitation, and hygiene.
He emphasized that working together with stakeholders will help improve service delivery and ensure sustainable management of natural resources.
This is done through the realization that no single sector can satisfactorily deliver these services alone. Hence the need to build strong and reliable partnerships.
Stakeholders at the meeting appreciated the ministry for creating a platform that promotes dialogue and collaboration among partners in the sector. They noted that the partnerships will help strengthen water supply systems, particularly in vulnerable communities, while also promoting climate resilience and sustainable environmental management.
Recognize that water and environmental challenges cannot be solved by a single organization or sector. They require strong partnerships, innovation, and coordinated action. That is why ZOA strongly welcomes this collaboration.
We continue to invest in local impact, that is building water sanitation and hygiene systems across the country to continue complementing the efforts of government as we increase access to safe water services for the people of Uganda.
UBC News Tonight. Public entities, particularly government ministries and agencies, have been urged to employ professional accountants to safeguard institutions against fraud, corruption and misuse of public resources. The president of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda, Timothy David Ediomu, made the call during the Institute's 16th graduation ceremony held at Hotel Africana in Kampala. He noted that strengthening professional financial management in public institutions remains critical in the fight against corruption and financial leakages.
Having completed the Certified Public Accountants course of Uganda, congratulations.
There is renewed hope in the fight against corruption as the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda graduates 412 professional accountants trained to detect and prevent fraud, financial leakages, and other forms of embezzlement in public and private institutions. The president of the institute, Timothy David Ediom, says prioritizing the recruitment of professional accountants, improve institutional efficiency, and support national development.
We must teach integrity, ethical behavior, because that way, ethics is not something you go and read and say that you now have read ethics. It is something that should be part of your DNA.
The 412 graduates received qualifications in the Certified Tax Advisor, Certified Public Accountant, and Accounting Technicians diploma programs.
Graduates, we expect them to uphold the ethics. We also expect them now to go to the next level and actually register as members.
Arodi urged new accountants to uphold integrity, professionalism, and credibility as they take up responsibilities in the organizations they will serve.
Can we be able to cross the borders to work in other countries? Some people out there are very aggressive.
He also commended female graduates for excelling and winning several top awards. Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of the Institute, Derek Nkajja, urged accountants to maintain high ethical standards and understand the institutions and communities they serve to promote accounting management.
There is no company that develops with poor accountants. I want you to go into your media houses and you check. When they are trying to do anything around, they always have to have the finance person sit with them. Why? Because we are the pulse of the business.
The chairperson of the Public Accountants Examinations Board, CPA Nancy Amuge Owino, say the graduates are equipped with modern knowledge and skills to strengthen institutions and improve business performance.
That the accountants that are going out into the field are coming as contributors not only on numbers but also in innovation of solutions, because the world is looking for solution providers.
The ceremony also marked the final cohort of the Accounting Technicians Diploma under ICPAU after the program was transferred to the Uganda Vocational and Technical Assessment Board.
For many Ugandans, saving money can be risky when emergencies like illnesses and funeral costs arise. But investors in Old Mutual's unit trusts will now get a free life cover to protect their savings and families.
Investors saving through Uganda Shilling Unit Trusts by Old Mutual Investment Group Uganda can now enjoy added financial protection after the company introducing free life insurance benefits for its clients.
This is just the beginning of a long, innovative story. In conclusion, we promise our clients to always put them first because we have a fiduciary responsibility to them before any other party's interests. We thank you for your unwavering support despite the ever-changing, harsh business environment. Where we fell short, we apologize. Where we gave a service that you appreciated, we are grateful and share in your joy. Thank you for your patience. You asked what else, and we answered. We look forward to the future and with renewed confidence to serve you better.
The move was unveiled during a stakeholder engagement attended by regulators, including the Capital Markets Authority Uganda and the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda, alongside clients and financial partners.
Insurance plays a critical role in building resilient economies. When individuals and businesses are protected against uncertainty, they gain the confidence to invest, innovate, and grow. And when that confidence spreads across society, our economy grows stronger. Let me once again commend Old Mutual Investment Group for this initiative.
Officials say the initiative responds to a common challenge. Many investors withdraw their savings early to meet unexpected needs such as medical bills, funeral costs, or school fees.
Together we are building a financial future where fund growth and protection go hand in hand. So we want to appreciate the regulators for giving us opportunity to roll this product, both CMA and the IRA, for giving us other hand, telling us, go ahead and give this to your customers.
Through a partnership with Old Mutual Life Assurance Uganda, clients can now access benefits that include family support in case of death, assistance during disability or critical illness, and education support for dependents. For UBC News, I am Sudat Kaye.
Company directors and secretaries are being urged to take charge of AI governance in their organizations amid growing concerns over reputational damage, financial losses, and poor decision-making. At the 15th annual conference of the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators Uganda, experts emphasized that effective governance is key to harnessing AI's potential while mitigating its risks.
Company directors and secretaries have been urged to take direct responsibility for governing artificial intelligence in their organizations to mitigate risks such as reputational damage, financial losses, and poor decision-making. This call was made during the 15th annual conference of the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators Uganda, held in Kampala. The conference themed corporate governance, a bridge to artificial intelligence, brought together industry experts and professionals to discuss the role of governance in harnessing AI's potential.
Company secretaries, by telling them, you are the managers, you provide oversight of these companies. You need to know, as management is proposing to adopt new technology, what is your role? So they should be aware that they must put frameworks in place, they must put policies and procedures, they must recruit people who are well qualified and competent to be able to know the dangers artificial intelligence can bring into the company.
I think another risk is definitely around cyber. So we know that AI is accelerating the cyber risk, but it's also creating backdoors into systems. So where people are using AI without the sort of structures and the parameters in place is actually exposing greater risk to some of the cyber threats that are out there.
Capital Markets Authority Uganda CEO Josephine Okui-Osia emphasized that AI is a boardroom matter that requires direct oversight, saying the organizations must treat AI governance as a strategic priority.
Management needs to be
Artificial intelligence needs to be incorporated in risk management and therefore be part of the enterprise risk management strategy and in defining the risk appetite for risk.
Jane Okot, BTech, chairperson of the Chartered Governance Institute, advised companies to use AI responsibly and establish monitoring systems that comply with existing laws and regulations.
So what we are asking people here to do for organizations is to make sure you use AI for ethical transactions. Make sure your organization is known for using AI ethically.
Participants
In 2024, Uganda recorded 37,000 new HIV infections and 20,000 AIDS-related deaths, a situation that calls for collective efforts if the country is to achieve its target of ending AIDS by 2030.
Somebody infecting another person. So there's no way you can say men cannot be infected, only women can be infected. So from the simple fact that people can infect one another, there's no logic in saying that only women should test. It should be everybody. It's just logical.
Together, we can end AIDS in Uganda. Every second counts. Let's act now. This message is brought to you by Uganda AIDS Commission, Office of the President.
And in the world of sports, a Ugandan technology company is stepping beyond business to change lives through football, team based in Lunguja in Kampala. And we have the details.
The initiative forms part of the company's corporate social responsibility efforts aimed at empowering vulnerable youth through sports and education. ITMS donated essential sports equipment, including jerseys and footballs, to the team, creating opportunities for young players to develop discipline, teamwork, and personal growth.
We supported the sports team because we believe sports is a uniting factor. It brings together different people from different walks of life. For example, when you look here, we have the team members, we have the community members, the spectators, we have the leaders present here. So when we gather all those people and we share with them, we sensitize them on road safety, we are able to spread the message further.
She noted that ITMS has previously partnered with government institutions on programs such as Kampala Car Free Day and the Safe Kids Safe Future Road Safety Campaign in collaboration with the Uganda Traffic Police and the Ministry of Works and Transport. The patron of Youngster FC Bukoza, Fred Iga, welcomed support, saying many of the children come from disadvantaged backgrounds in Lunguja's ghettos.
Twali tumanyi kusosambako manchi n'abasajja ab'amaanyi betulaba live TV. Sakisobokera ddala tuna giving up. Ne engagement ebadde so helpful. Ebadde etuyambye nnyo.
He explained that football has helped redirect many youth away from crime and given them renewed hope and purpose. According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, Uganda has one of the world's youngest populations, making youth empowerment initiatives like this increasingly important for the country's future.
The second edition of the Local Football Appreciation Awards has been announced, with organizers promising to celebrate not only players but everyone who contributes to the development of the beautiful game. This year's edition will begin with a Legends Dinner scheduled for June 5th, an event expected to bring together football pioneers and the young generation to share their experiences and inspire the future of the sport.
Yunus again, changes wing.
Football is often remembered for the goals and trophies, but behind every successful match is a network of individuals who keep the sport alive. The Local Football Appreciation Awards were introduced to recognize the many contributors to football, from players and coaches, referees, media personalities, and administrators. This second edition will kick off with a Legends Dinner on 5th June, where football greats will interact with upcoming players and share stories about their journeys in the game.
Awards like this, the LFA Awards, I think open up eyes to those who didn't know that football is beyond the green. It's beyond the footballer, the referee, the coach, the administrator.
It is an established brand that has gotten to where it is with the support of the football fan base, and we felt it's appropriate to extend that support to LFA, and it is not limited to that. LFA is going to have a couple of areas that they're still exploring where they'll need our collaboration.
According to the organizers, the award is designed to celebrate excellence across different sectors of football and to inspire the next generation. During the ceremony, several categories will be recognized, including Best Male Local Player of the Year, Best Female Local Player of the Year, Best Football Agent, Best Assistant Referee, among others.
Simply had accolades, 32 of them, and this year we are becoming better.
Some of these awards are named after legends who made significant contributions to the sport as a way of preserving their legacy and inspiring the next generation of football stakeholders.
LFA's Referee of the Year as named after Mr. Masembe. So the award is the Mr. Masembe Award for the Referee of the Year.
Reporting for ABC TV, Helen Barbara, Jizamba.
And with that, UBC News Tonight has come to an end, but do join us for our second edition with more stories. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto, together with my colleague, Mohammed Mugalu. We will see you at 10.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time.